Welcome to ShadowMeTarot. Today we are going to go over the Shadowland Tarot by Monica Bodirsky. This is probably one of my favorite tarot decks that I'm working with right now. One of the things that makes a tarot deck my favorite is the book, as well as the pictures and the symbolism in there. This is about the size of a cigar box. It has a magnetic latch here. There's a good sized book in here. So you can see it's pretty comprehensive in terms of the number of pages. But when you get into each of the different meanings of the cards, there's just some really good information in here. And I think my favorite part is the reflections, because tarot is really the journey of self. I really like the reflection questions. And an example of that for the Ace of Pentacles is, am I seeing support being offered? Do I have a financial plan for beginning a project? What should I be making or doing right now that I'm procrastinating? What is at the core of my security? How can I begin on a solid foundation? So these are great reflection questions for any of the 78 cards. An awesome way to learn about yourself and also about the hero's journey. So this is a very large box. I'll usually end up putting these in these boxes because it's just easier for me to work with. For manufacturers who are watching, these boxes are so much better for storage. Just really, you can put a book in a taller box, who cares? But this is a way better packaging, in my opinion. Okay, so all right. So I do like to compare these cards to, we need a little bit brighter light here. There? Maybe here. Okay, there we go. So I do like to kind of compare them side by side, just so you get an idea of, one artist's interpretation. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit. Bring those down. All right, so here's our Fool. It's the Seeker in the Shadowland Tarot, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit. I love how the interpretation of the Hermit is isolation anyway, but in present terms, like ghost is kind of appropriate, so I really like that. Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Discretion, and the World. So in this deck, it's called the World is called Discretion. And this is a Shadowland deck, so this is going to have more shadow meanings. In this deck, it would be more of a reverse meaning. But this is one artist and reader's interpretation of the world. Oh, wait, hold on. Of judgment. Good grief. Discretion and judgment, not the world. Okay. There's the world. I mixed these up on accident. Okay. So we'll start with Wands. See, this one is lighting the way for these ships. And I always kind of look at this as the planning stage starting to move forward. So the Four of Wands. I always like to kind of see the comparisons and the similarities. So this volcano on the back of this one reminds me more of power. So overpower. I'm not saying the video or the meanings to all of these cards because we'll do that in other videos. I suppose I should start doing that, but just for time's sake, just point out a few. That's funny. I really feel like this card is like boredom. This cat is thinking about sleeping, that's thinking about sleeping and dreaming about sleeping. So no, uninspired is really kind of what you get from the Four of Cups anyways. But I'd like the interesting way that this artist kind of depicted that. All right, so I'm feeling called to go back to this. In these cups, we've got jewels and status and a castle. And over here, we've got more like a house, money, passion, I think is what the fire is. Then we've got the owl here, wisdom, transformation, maybe a mask. The saying for this one, or the thing that popped in my mind for this one is, my cup runneth over. This one kind of too, huh? Only beautiful colors mixing into a rainbow. I like this because it almost looks like a pen, or a scribe kind of pen, because swords are communication. So this is a better reminder for me that this is what we think. This is definitely a card of rest. I really feel like this is a much more, I don't know, better reminder that it's rest. Even though he is dead in there. This is a Halloween deck. We are skeletons inside. I'm going back to this one. This one means trapped by your own truths. This means the same thing, but I like that this means trapped by your own thoughts, like your own negative thinking. This is just self-imposed imprisonment. And this is the same thing. But what I like about it is it uses the raven, that oftentimes our self-imposed imprisonment is believing our own lies and our own untruths and not seeing ourselves, because the raven or the crow is truth. So anyway, that's my take. Look at all of those fears. So I've always thought of this as a depression card, but fear and depression really do kind of go hand in hand. So this is a giving and receiving card, and for the Six of Pentacles, and I like that almost every figure in here is giving and receiving gifts and love and snacks. All right, that is the Shadowland Tarot deck. I like it. Shuffling. So I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, these are those gold edges. I love that. This is actually a really, really thick cardstock. Like so much thicker than my old cards. My old cards are real thin. And I don't like them necessarily. I love my cards because I've had them forever. But the new cards that come out that are this kind of thin I really do like these thicker decks. But it is a little difficult to, you can tell that it's, let's see if you can see it this way. zoom out here. Oh, there we go. Let's do it this way. So you can see, like, this deck is twice the size of this deck. Both of them 78 cards. So it's a little more difficult to shuffle this deck, but it's still possible. And it's small enough that my smaller hands, can shuffle them. And I shuffle them this way. Oops. I know some people shuffle these kind of thicker cards this way, something like that. When I do my readings, I like to have them flip out so you can see how easy that they flip out. There's our High Priestess fell out there. And we got 5 of Swords. Some people will do their shuffle and then lay them out like this and then pick their cards. So there's no right way to pull your cards, but I really do recommend this deck. My favorite decks are the ones with great books, and this has got an amazing book. Every book should really tell the story of the hero's journey as the artist sees it, and you should be able to kind of recognize that story in each of the cards. So, thank you very much for joining me at ShadowMeTarot. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if this is the deciding factor for purchasing this deck, I highly recommend it. Thanks so much and have a great day.